Even though Telegram is commonly used as instant messaging service, it can be used also for creating projects related to Mulesoft, and in particular, we can use the power of chatbots in order to link Telegram interface to our backend, which in this case it will be a Mulesoft application, and other services. To give you more context about our project, what are we gonna do together in this video, we're gonna create a service that, based on a Telegram chatbot, we receive files as input and we upload them over Azure Blob Storage. In that way, we will be able to upload files over the cloud thanks to the Telegram interface. So the first point of this video is, why do we use Telegram? But before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Lorenzo Neri and I work as integration engineer for Capture Lab. So the first question is, why do we use Telegram? First of all, Telegram is a free of any charge instant messaging service, but as we will discover during this video, it offers several services in turn, such as like the chatbot. A chatbot is a user related to your main one that's capable of receiving messages from you, whoever you want, and whoever you decide that can get access through. So basically, Telegram, as I was saying, is a free of any charge service that offers chatbots. Chatbots can be accessed through the Telegram API, which are based on the HTTP protocol, and we will see together during this video and the next incoming ones that through the APIs we will be able to gather and reading the messages, reading the files that are being uploaded through the chatbot to Telegram servers, and to download them in turn. So, through the Telegram API, we are going to develop a Mulesoft application that's capable of reading the contents coming from the Telegram chatbot, and once we receive a file, we will be able to upload it to the Azure Blob Storage. So the reason why I'm gonna use Azure Blob Storage is to show you how can we create a communication in between two different services. That's the main reason of using Mulesoft. As far as you know, Mulesoft is pretty useful when it comes to integrate services together and combine information at all. In this case, we have to remember that Telegram, being a free of any charge instant messaging service, it has an already built-in UX independent of the operating system, because you can access to Telegram through the Mac, through the iPad, through the iPhone, to any other Android device, through your computer, even if it is Linux. So basically, we have an already created UX and front end. Plus, another important thing is that Telegram, since chatbots are able to send messages to the user, even to yourself, we have also push notifications free of any charge. So basically, we have only to think about the backend and the architecture we are getting through. So the first thing we are gonna do is to understand how can we create a chatbot with Telegram. I go to telegram.org, the main website, and I go under the section APIs. So basically here, through the bot API, I'm able to create a bot through BotFather. BotFather is a verified user created by Telegram, and it allows you to create chatbots in turn. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to open the chat with BotFather, set start, and I'm able to create a chatbot with the command new bot. Here I have to set a proper name, which it could be C4L bot. Here we go. I have to set a proper nickname with the underscore bot at the end. And now, BotFather answers me with a token which can be used in order to establish a communication in between my final client and Telegram APIs. This key is gonna be stored by my own. If you're gonna do the same, do not share with anyone, even though you can see properly in this video, I'm gonna avoid it after. By the way, here it says also go to core.telegram.org, bots API. What I'm gonna do is go there and see the available methods, because as far as we know, the Telegram API are built upon the HTTP protocol, which means that they are RESTful and they offer a bunch of several methods related to the working of a chatbot. The main method that I'm looking for is the get updates. So I go under available methods, I scroll down until I found get updates. So, get updates method is related to having as input the messages coming from the users to the chatbot. In a nutshell, when I request the get updates, I receive a list of JSON objects containing all of the messages that are being sent from the user to my chatbot. To give you more context, I'm gonna chat with my chatbot here through the link. I'll write something like, "Hi there," and if I open Postman, the base URL we need to get the updates is https://api.telegram.org bot SBOT followed by the token we got from botfather before. I add the slash get updates and I receive as payload the JSON object that are related to the chat. So now I'm gonna write something to the bot. I go back here, and here, as I was saying before, you receive a payload containing the result field. In turn, it contains one update per message sent. Here we go with the text, which is, "Hello, my name is Lorenzo." It will be sufficient, yeah, because in this way we are able to gather all of the updates, which are the messages or the files or the stickers that are being sent to the chatbot, even the audio messages. And in this case, we would like to understand how could it be an update containing a file, because our goal is to bring the file retrieved by the chatbot and send it to the Azure Blob Storage. So now, what I'm gonna do is to send a simple PDF file to the bot. I'm gonna bring this PDF, drop over the chat and send it. The file is being uploaded over the Telegram server, and if I do a Postman request over here, the latest update, moreover containing the details related to the user that sent the message, here we have another JSON object contained inside of the update object that contains all of the information related to the file. In my case, I have the file name, the meme type, which tells me what sort of file it is, thumbnail, thumb, which are related to the file that I uploaded so far. In the end, I have an important file ID that's related to the chatbot. With this file ID, I'm able to download from the Telegram server the file itself. To do like so, I need to do another HTTP request always to the Telegram server. To do like so, I bring the file ID. Here, instead of using get updates, I'm gonna use get file. I add a get parameter, in this case it will be file ID, and I paste the file ID itself. The payload that's being returned by this endpoint contains the file ID again and the file path. What are we gonna use is the file path, so I bring, and the endpoint we're gonna use this time, it will be different. So here, before the bot token, I will add the path file, and at the end with a trailing slash, I will add documents file0pdf. This because the files are related to the chatbot and they will be available through the ID, the ID that we used before, that's over here, for 24 hours since the creation of the ID. If I send this third request, I receive as answer a weird payload, but if I visualize or preview, we understand that this is the PDF file itself as it has to be. So now we have everything on track to work with Telegram. Basically, we understood that we need to retrieve the update, the file ID, and finally the payload that composes the file itself. So the second step consists of creating a Microsoft Azure account. To do like so, you need to go on portal.azure.com, and once you created your own Azure account, the service we are gonna use is storage. As you could see here, Azure offers several services right here. The one that we are gonna use is storage. Then you have to create a storage itself through the create. Here it appears several options. The subscription is the main one. Resource group the main one that you're gonna create by your own. You can select the region, etc, etc. You can leave all of the other fields as default, then when you're done, you will have a storage account, which in turn, it will contain a container. You can find under the section data storage, which with containers, the list of the container, in case, of course, you don't have yet created one. You can go under plus container, this button, you can give it a name, such as like test container 2, public access level private, and then create. And actually, we created a container. The container is gonna be the main folder of our cloud storage. There's another thing that we need to do, which is go to the container. At the moment we have no files here, then we need an access key to let the Mulesoft application communicate properly in between the internet and Azure. So how do we do that? With a shared access token. Under this section, we are selecting all of the options we need to create the token. In our case, it will be okay, the key 1 as signing key, account key as signing method. Permissions, we have to select read, add, create, write, delete, and list. This because we are gonna need to upload the files and then after, in the following videos, to also list out the files to be downloaded. Talking about the next videos, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, because this would be part of a long list where we are gonna deep dive into Microsoft Azure, Mulesoft, and in this particular case, Telegram. We will see together several ways to use Telegram for your own projects, and we deep dive into several project examples together. So now, moreover the permissions, we might need to unlock the expiration date. So far is set for, I would say, circa 12 hours. Let's put it as until the end of the month. I will set as allowed protocols HTTPS only, and it's gonna create a SAS token and URL. So basically, this is the SAS URL entirely. This is the SAS token in order to communicate in between Microsoft Azure and our Mulesoft application. To give it a shot and to understand if everything works fine, what I'm gonna do is a test which consists of bringing this payload, creating a new tab on Postman and set the put method, because it's the one that we are gonna use, set as body, row, leave text, paste the entire PDF, and here we go with the entire URL, which is composed of the test.lorenzostorage.blobcore.windows.net, which is the base URL of the Azure service, followed by the container's name, then as get parameter we find out the SAS token. We need, with a slash, to add the file name, which it would be, I would say, sample.pdf. But it wouldn't be sufficient. Microsoft Azure needs two headers in order to let it understand what sort of file we are gonna upload. So the first, it will be an XMS blob type, and we are valuing as blob block. The other one is the content type, that will be text plain. So now that I send the request, I have a status code 201, which means that the file is being created. Indeed, if I go back to the browser and I go under the overview, here we go with a sample PDF that's being uploaded. If I download the file, I expect to see the original content. So now that we saw together all of the pieces we need in order to set up the application, here we go with a simple flow. Since we have to listening to new incoming updates, there's a little scheduler here, a request that's being done, the first one we saw together in order to get the updates. Here we have a transfer message that takes into account the latest result, because we have to take into account the latest update received, the message, of course, then the document and the file ID, in order to have the path through the second request we saw together. Here we go, we build up the URL with the both token, the get file ID. We get the file path from the answer given by this second request. We obtain the file content thanks to the third one. Here we go with the file path. We set the file content as a variable, and then we build up the put request that has to be done to Microsoft Azure in order to do what? In order to upload the file. So I will run the application in debug mode in order to let you see the final outcome. So now the application is being deployed, the scheduler has started, and now we are through the first request. Here we see the payload. I do a step ahead in order to get the file. I get the file path. I get the file content over here, because here we see the payload related to the PDF. And then we go with the request to Microsoft Azure. If I go again to the Azure web page, I refresh over here, and there we go with the file given back by Telegram. So that's it. We'll see together into the next video, and before to forget it, if you are looking for the Mulesoft project that we deep dived into, do not forget to have a look into the description of the video. See you in the next one.